world goes past. There are so many good things to see by grazing in the grass. Flowers with colors by making everything out of sight. Grazing in the grass. You got it. The sun beaming down between the leaves. And the birds darting in and out of the trees. That's your only part. Well, you can feel it, and it's real. So real, so real, so real, so real, so real. Can you dig it? Come on, twin. Here we go. Keep up. I can dig it, dig it, dig it, shake it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Oh, let's dig it. Can you dig it, baby? I can dig it, dig it, dig it, shake it, dig 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 it. Oh, let's dig it. Can you dig it, baby? Hello, everybody. Another Friday in lockdown. Hope you're ready for some music. Are you ready for some music?
I am ready.
To people at the Solaire Watch Party, welcome once again our special guest, VICKI, BELO. The sun beaming down between the leaves, and the birds darting in and out of the trees. Here we go. Everything here is so clean, you can see it. Everything here is so real, well, you can feel it, and it's real. So real, so real, so real, so real, so real. Can you dig it? Is it the right one? Yeah? I can dig it, dig it, dig it, shake it, dig it, wing it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Oh, let's dig it. Can you dig it, baby? I can dig it, dig it, dig it. You try it, it's so easy. Oh, let's dig. You ready? Can you dig it? Just you. Never mind. One more time. I can dig it, dig it, dig it, shake it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Oh, let's dig it. Can you dig it, baby? One more. I can dig it, dig it, dig it, shake it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Oh, let's dig it. VICKI, come on, let's hear it for VICKI. Shout if you can. Jump on the bed, break the furniture. Not my house. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby. To warm my lonely nights, I want you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, baby, don't bring me down, I pray, oh, pretty baby. That I found you, stay, let me love you, baby. Let me love you. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heavenly touch. I want to hold you so much at long last. Now that's right. I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Do you feel like singing? Do you feel like singing? Come closer to your laptop, to your cell phone, to whatever gadget you're watching, and sing as loud as you can. Are you ready? Here we go. Come on. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you. You want my lonely nights, I want you. Trust in me. Just you now, come on. Don't bring me down, I pray. That I found you, stay, let me love you. Trust in you when I say, oh, pretty. Don't bring me down, I pray, oh, pretty. That I found you, stay, let me love you. Trust in me when I say, I need you, baby. Don't bring me down, I pray, oh, pretty baby. That I found you, stay, let me love you, baby. Let me hold you so much at long last. Love has arrived. I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. How you all feeling on this Friday? Yes, the bad news is this. We've been extended. That's good news for a show, bad news for a lockdown. Yes, I know. But we're here to entertain you for as long as you'll have us. People are joining us now from the Solaire Watch Party, as they do almost every other day. As we promise you, well, we shouldn't promise just in case this doesn't happen. We will try to promise you a special guest every other day. We're trying to modify this show, as you can see, but there's nothing else I can do with the background because this is the only place where I have a strong signal. Can you feel me? Can you feel it? Just like you, out on the phone, you're texting people out in the window because that's the only place that there's a signal. Well, this is the only place in the whole house, of my house, where it's really strong. So you will see this for as long as there's a quarantine. That's exactly what you're seeing now. The same four walls, the same windows, the same drapery, if you have drapery, the same carpet, the same roof, the same people. Isn't it wonderful? You get to do this for another, what, 3 weeks? Awesome. How many of these have you done already? 21? Is it a 32nd time? Just feels like 21. 32nd night of singing for you, and just to keep you company, to throw some music and some good vibes into the hallways of your homes, as you and I, all of us, we're all in this together in this quarantine. They call it a lockdown, really? It's a lockdown? Lockdown? Extended. So we'll just call this Lockdown Season 3. How's that? That's a good one? I saw it on Instagram. Okay. You saw it too? Just pretend like you haven't seen it. You make me look better. Now, for all of you at the Solaire Watch Party, we have to try and make it seem like we're at the theater. So maybe the classics would be the next best thing. So here's a classic for everybody to introduce our next guest, who truly is a classic, like a beautiful song. When somebody loves you, it's no good unless he loves you all the way. Happy to be near you when you need someone to cheer you. That's us. Come what may. Taller than the tallest trees. That's how it's gotta feel. And deeper than the deep blue sea is. That's how deep it goes if it's real. When somebody needs you, it's no good unless he needs you. All the way through the good or lean years, even in the quarantine years. Come what may, who knows where the road will lead us? Only a fool would say. But if you let me love you, it's for sure I'm gonna love you all the way, all the way. Vicki, BELO, and I have been friends for many, many years. And the one thing that I admire most about this BELO beautiful woman is her concern is to make you feel better, to see in yourself the better version of yourself. She brings this out of you. So what is she doing these days? We'll find out. Is she in lockdown too? What is she doing? Is she bored, sick? We'll find out. That's how it's gotta be. And deeper than the deep blue sea is, that's how deep it goes if it's real. When somebody needs you, it's no good unless he needs you all the way. All the way from her house, Vicky Bello.
What are you doing to cure your cabin fever?
No, actually, I'm really busy. I go out in the car, go around the block, and come back. Then I'm refreshed. Diba? But how come you have such good hair? Everybody's problem has been their hair.
Me? Well,
I mean, I need a haircut every 2 weeks, right?
I need a haircut every 3 weeks a night, but my problem is the white hair.
The white hair. Okay. How often you dye your hair? I have also.
Yung may jing mo ni salon pa, almost every 10 days, no? The reason why I ask Vicky as to what you're doing for your cabin fever, because you're one person I know, talaga hindi pwede sa isang lugar lang. You're always on the go. You're always in Paris or you're in some exotic place and then you're back in Manila. Then you have dinner somewhere else in another country. This must be driving you crazy.
Actually, it's not. I'm really enjoying it, except one day a week I get a meltdown. I was just talking to Regine because she's going to have a concert, and she's saying I'm also having a meltdown. So I read about it. It's normal naman. We're not. Do you get one?
Wait a minute. You're serious? You get a meltdown?
No, meltdown like I cry. Oh my gosh, it's taking forever, and then I cry a little, like for 5 minutes, and then I'm fine.
Do you find yourself more prayerful now because of all that's happening? Or
yes, I pray. You know what, Martin? It's not praying like I used to think, but just spending the whole day, I'm talking to Jesus, asking him what to do. How do I handle this? Diba? So it's nice because it's all about relationship, right? It's not supposed to be about road prayer and memorize prayer. So I'm learning to do that.
Are you afraid to go to the new Philippines when this is all over? Are you concerned about the business, and are people going to be, of course, everyone's going to be overweight. That's for sure.
Yay! They'll have liposuctions, right? Oh, I've lost weight, and I think so have you. Have you lost?
Oh, I wasn't referring to you or me. I meant the general public.
I am anxious, not afraid, because it's a brand new world. We have nothing like it. But I'm also kind of excited to see. I mean, my brain, Hayden and our brains have been working overtime trying to imagine the future and how we will keep everybody safe from COVID, our patients, our employees. What will the world look like? So that's what we're doing now.
Now, are you worried that the business is going to suffer? Is it because in the beginning, people are going to be coming, like our concerts? Who's going to watch our concerts? So that's the last priority. Same with vanity. Do you think that vanity and people taking care of how they look, their health, their skin, all the things that you improve for a lifetime now, you improve. Are you afraid that that'll be their third, fourth, maybe last priority?
From what we've seen so far, so last night, interestingly, we talked to similar doctors in China because they opened up a lot earlier because they got it earlier. So they opened March 1. And they were foreseeing that they would only get 50% of their patients back. Happily, it's 80%.
Wow.
I get a lot of calls from patients like, we've really spent a lifetime trying to tell people that skin health and hygiene and all that is like brushing your teeth. You need a facial every 2 to 3 weeks. So they're all like, when are you opening? I really want to have this done or that done already, because they don't feel, the whole point about BELO, I think, it's not about vanity per se, but it's just making people feel happier and better about themselves because they feel more good looking like you, right?
Sure. Well,
so hopefully It will be slower only because we can't accept as many patients. We'll have to take breaks in between patients to disinfect, clean the rooms, that sort of thing. So it won't be like before, people can come a lot. Now
Right.
it's like you have time, designated time, and that's your time, so you don't bump into each other too much.
I think you said it perfectly. It's not about vanity. The one thing that I know for sure about Vicky Bello is that you, more than anything, you restructure our self-confidence. And for a lot of Filipino men and women and the likes, importante yun, yung self confidence, to believe in oneself. I think I'm not thin enough. I think I'm not fat enough. I think I'm not brown enough, not white enough. I want my eyes wider. I mean, it's, I know this is like a secret world for a lot of people, but the real the real aim, the real goal of Vicky Bello and all your clinics all over is to give us back our self confidence, and that's going to be so important when this lockdown is unlocked, when the quarantine is tapos na. Importante yung self confidence. Do you think you can? Is there any other ingredient that you're going to add to all of your other magic potions that'll bring us back to our self-confidence, that we can be confident and not paranoid and not scared? How will Vicky Bello help?
As far as the confidence and feeling good and looking good, I think we've been doing a great job about that. We have a lot of new services, and we've spent the whole March and April training. So it's great now with Zoom. I don't have to fly to the States anymore, to Paris or to Italy. Nobody wants to. Everybody's just on Zoom. And believe it or not, the classes are better because you're up close and personal. Like I can see your face. Like we had a lecture last night. Usually he would be on the stage and saying, for example, when people get older, did you know this? When people get older, the face goes forward a bit like this. So he'll say, so you should inject, but I can see it now. Before on the stage, I would, I didn't feel like it was very close or impersonal. I was kind of impersonal. But now we're all afraid to go to doctors' meetings because, of course, it's like watching a movie. You're in an auditorium, it's so close, like shows. But I think the thing that we're really focusing on is being, a very safe space for our patients and our employees. So even before this whole thing happened, we were already going in that direction because I really believe, people say you are what you eat. I believe you are what you breathe. So in last year, about August, September, we already built the BGC clinic, and that's the first pure space in Southeast Asia, which means we had filters that were made for biologic warfare. And we put it in our clinics because I think the air we breathe is so important because we breathe what? 20 times per minute. Many times per day? So if you get clean air, our cells are healthier, etc. Then we had this thing called a clean space. So this thing, they put ozone. So ozone is very natural, but it kills all the bacteria, the viruses, and fungi. And then after they kill off all of that, we put the solution that's organic. We clean out all the surfaces, etc., so that viruses and bacteria can't grow for like 2 years.
Right.
So that's what we already have in place. So we're not starting from kindergarten. We're already kind of in grade 7. And then now we have this, we're going to have all these new high-tech looking things that will just kill all the viruses that come in. Our problem is, how do we get the patients to leave their shoes outside, stuff like that. But otherwise, I think more than feeling, getting their self-confidence back, I don't think people have lost it in the 2 months that we've been on lockdown. Maybe they've even gained more because they've become more reflective, maybe deeper. But the thing that they're most scared about right now is getting COVID-19, right?
Right.
So that's what we're going to concentrate on.
Sayang, there's no machine for that, right? There's no ointment, there's no cream, not yet.
Yeah, still looking for. What are you for? Cure or vaccine? What do you think is more important?
Whichever comes first, because we need it quick. I think we can't have one without the other, really.
That's why I don't understand how you can have a lockdown, because I think the vaccines and the cure should take at least 6 months more. But we can't close for 6 months, right? Or how are you going to deal with your concerts?
That's going to be a big challenge. I've spoken with directors and other artists and musicians. Everyone is hurting. And I think it's going to have to be like this. Like every night, I don't know if you know this, every night my twin sister and I, we come out on Facebook Live and we just sing all night long with the people who might be lonely. It's true. You should try and tune in Facebook Live.
Well, give me the. I
Show
don't
them
have.
now. The one you're on right now, Martin in the House. You just turn it on and you just sing along with us. That's our therapy for us, so that we won't have any tantrums, and also so that shed a little light, a little happiness, maybe into the homes of the unhappy. Now, in your case, you know all about turning unhappy to happy. That is your life. That's the one thing I've admired about you the most. Yes, it's a business. Yes, it's a product line, and you can say all the things you want on the business sense. But the philosophical part of it, for me, is being able to feel good about yourself, and that's very hard for a lot of people, especially in the very crucial world of show business. Now, of all the showbiz personalities you've worked with, you don't have to mention me. Of all of all your Bello babies, who was the hardest to work with?
Right? You really expect me to answer this question
Without mentioning the name.
without mentioning the name?
You can say Hayden.
You're my.
You can say Hayden.
I would never do that. Hello. No, they love me because I'm their fairy godmother of beauty. So I hear that they can be difficult, but when they enter the clinic, they're all very nice because I have a lot of power. If I'm not happy, then they might not look good. And so they know to be nice to me. So no, I haven't had any problems in 30 years,
Really?
believe it or not. Yes, everyone's kind. But the one I enjoy the most is you.
Oh, why? Why? Tell everyone.
Because you bring so much joy and happiness to the clinic. I can feel the aura change the moment you walk in. I don't even have to see you. I know you're there.
Really?
By loud. And you're so humble.
Super humble
And you even clean up after yourself. You're my part-time janitor after. No, but I've always super enjoyed you. Yes. So yeah, so I think it'd be great that I've always thought that you're the best talk show host. I've told you this forever. I think you're in the wrong country. If you were in the States, you would beat Jimmy Kimmel hands down.
You
But
think?
I think you're so witty. You're so fast. I used to be such a fan of yours. I mean, I'm still a fan. But remember Martin After Dark? I sleep early, but I would stay up to watch you.
That's
Only
awesome.
because you make me happy and I sleep well and I wake up happy. So Martin, yes, you will not go out of style because you're the complete package,
Wow.
right?
Just expected a
Yeah.
yes or a no, but I'll take that.
It's been frustrating for me to watch you because I feel like you're an international star and you could do so much there. But I don't know. Did you start late or something when you went abroad? You should start when you're 21 or something or 22.
In America,
right?
you start at 13. Unfortunately, I missed the boat a long time ago. Remember David Foster when he was in town?
Yes, I remember. Well, it's not. You don't write songs like him. You
No
can't
way.
hear a pop. This story about David. Well, look, he's on his 5th marriage, so I'm not close to him anymore because Yolanda. Well, Yolanda has Gigi Hadid and Bella, but so I guess it's a good exchange. But yeah, I've kind of lost contact with David. But what impressed me so much was that in a orchestra of 70 people, he was conducting, I don't know, something for Celine Dion or something, and then a straw dropped, like one of the people up there, the straw from the drink, and he stopped everything. He goes, "What was that?" And
What?
we're all looking at him like, what are you talking about? So his hearing is just amazing. And he said you were very good, right? And he really enjoyed you when you sang in the opening for Clinic in LA and when you sang here. See, so I know you're international. What happened?
All of the international stars,
Yeah.
all of the many stars you've met,
Mhm.
all the international stars you've met during your travels, who do you think was like the biggest name that you could throw? If kung pwede ka mag-name drop, who's the biggest name?
Well, Hayden and I were with Kim Kardashian. When?
Wow.
2 months ago. No, I think Barbara Streisand probably, yeah. She's because David Foster and her are kind of neighbors, so it's very close, right?
Was she
Oprah
nice?
Winfrey. Yeah, she's very nice. They're very, it's very hard to be in a situation like that because, of course, being the Pinoy that we are, we want picture, please, diba? But I was thinking, debating in my head whether it should be a yes or a no because, of course, when you're talking on that level, you're kind of pantay-pantay equal, diba?
Mm.
But if you take a picture, suddenly you go into fan mode. So, so yeah, with Yolanda, thank God I didn't ask for pictures with anyone, because another Filipino friend of ours asked for a picture, and the next day she was kind of like, "Oh my God, it was so embarrassing." She asked for a picture.
Really?
I'm like, "Oh, lang, we did not ask." Yes, because it's, diba, it's parang they relax in each other's houses. They're all about, and then you're a guest, you're from the Philippines, so
Right.
you know, but I pray. Those are the times I always pray. So I say Jesus is always with me.
That's right. Now, of all the international huge stars, who's the one you want to meet that you haven't met yet?
That I haven't met yet. Yeah, Lo. Unfortunately, I'm part of the. I'm amazed. She's 50 years old, right?
Wow.
She looks amazing. I want to see if she really looks amazing. I've seen her in concert. She does look amazing. And her attitude, she seems so positive, and I've heard very good things about her. So, do you know Ray Rowley? I'm sure you do,
Of
right?
course. Who doesn't?
So he gets us into the Ellen DeGeneres show, right? So it was interesting talking to them, because when we went, it was Madonna who was there. And Madonna had 50 people, technicians, sound techs, 50 of them, all just making sure she sounded good. And what they were saying to us is that when it's Lo, she has 50 people in her glam team.
Wow.
So for Lo, it's more important to look really good. I mean, the voice, because she's a dancer, her voice is good, but it's not like Barbra Streisand. But, because Barbara can enter a place and just stand there and sing, and it's just magic. She doesn't have to do all this stuff. But with J-Lo, you expect all of that. But priorities-wise, you can see that, because she's 50, so I believe if people can look like I'm 63, oh my God,
Wow,
I never
you-
said that.
you don't look
63,
it.
but the thing, oh, thank you. Well, Belo's good. But the point is, when can we really keep ourselves looking young? For how long? What do we do, right? And the energy and Hayden and I are spending this time doing a lot of Nike. You should do that. It's amazing. Nike trainers. So it's free. Normally you have to pay a lot to get this special program. But for the COVID times that it's closed, it's free. So I don't really know. I'm not techie, so Hayden, he put this up. But it's such a great workout, Martin. You will lose weight. Our stomachs have never been as flat.
Wow.
We're strong. Hayden's body's so nice, so sexy. So it's a great time to work out. You have no excuse because you're just home.
That's right.
So everybody in your house should work out. And it keeps... I was listening to this guy, David Sinclair, which everybody should listen to. He's a PhD at Harvard, and he's talking about keeping yourself healthy, because he says more or less 50% of the population will be hit by COVID. Now, the question is it going to be serious or asymptomatic or mild symptoms? So if your immunity is good, then you will just get mild symptoms or be an asymptomatic carrier, which... you still don't want to be a carrier. And they asked him, if you could give one advice, what would you say to everyone? And he said, move all the time. When he gives an interview, he's standing up, not sitting down like me.
Really?
Because he says when you move, you increase your blood supply, which increases your oxygen capacity. And a lot of the people who are passing away from COVID, it's because their lungs are not that healthy. So when you work out, then it really expands your lungs. You get more oxygen and more red blood cells, and so you'll be healthier. So it's not only for your weight, but you know what I would dream for you?
Me, yes.
To emerge from the cocoon of COVID-19 like the new Martin, muscular, six-pack, right? Because you look young. You really look great. But I think we need to lose a little weight. So listen to me. Get out, work out. No, really. I mean, right now you can cook whatever healthy food you want, right? There's no, I don't know, are you stressed? Because
No.
I know before the show, do you eat or anything? Are you the type to do that?
I eat all fish now.
Oh, okay, good. So you look good. You look really good, but it would be great if you just do this Nike thing. It's only 40 minutes per session, not even an hour. And then every day is a different workout. So first you have upper body strength. The next day you have lower body strength. Then you have HIIT, which is high intensity interval training, where you're doing jumps and etc. Feel like a kid. Then you skip when you don't work out on Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday, Thursday you get HIIT. Then you do yoga, and the instructors are good looking. The girls are so pretty.
Really?
So for yeah,
That'll help.
it helps a lot. It really does. I don't think there is a job or a career that good looks don't count. I mean, a lot of good singers who are amazing, but if they don't, you need the full package.
Sad to say
So
no.
when I was in UP, talk and talk. Okay, so when I was in UP, the reason I became this beauty person is because when I was in UP, I was to be a psychology major. My paper was about how looks affect your life.
Really?
And two was, is it something that we are trained to appreciate beauty, or do we just appreciate beauty like it's an instinct? So I followed the Harvard study. It's been written up in a book. It's called The Survival of the Prettiest. Because these days, we don't need the survival of the fittest because we don't have to run after animals and kill them. We have refrigerators, freezers, supermarkets. So a baby at 6 months old, if you put good-looking people in front of the crib, they look longer. We timed it.
Really?
So obviously, it's an innate instinct. When they're 5 years old, we gave them pictures. We went to several pre-kindergarten classes. We gave them pictures of beautiful people and not so good-looking people. And we told the kids to describe them. When you're good-looking, they say you're honest, you're kind, you're gentle. And then if they look not so good, you're mean. So this is something. So I really understood before that this beauty thing is a subliminal message that it's unfair that people were not born with the right genetics, and therefore, I can't say genetics, and so we should improve them so that it becomes even. The playing field becomes even and looks like not a factor anymore, right? So would you hire somebody? No, I shouldn't ask you. Never mind.
Yes, I would. Because I remember during my incubator stage with my twin sister, they would look at her and go, "Oh." And when they would look at me, they would run. I had no idea. Now I know why they were running. They would run in fear, in terror.
Who's older?
Vicky, 6 minutes.
6 minutes. So
She's 6
was she
minutes.
bigger?
6 minutes prettier.
Her name is Vicky.
Vicky also. See?
See, kaya. No, why were you in the incubator?
No,
Was
it's a
she
joke.
also?
It's
No,
a
I
joke.
know. You were not in it. You were born full term, big.
I think so. We were premature, like a month and a half early. So I was a month and a half and 6 minutes early.
Months, may kulang-kulang. No, I'm just joking.
That's me. February tayo. Oh.
Vicky Bello, Bello Beauty. Thank you so much for being with us. Someday, when I'm awfully low and the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. That's you, Vicky. But you're lovely with your smile so warm and your cheeks original. There is nothing for me but to love you, just the way you look tonight. With each word, your tenderness grows. You're tearing my fears apart. And that laugh from your original nose, bellow, touches my foolish heart. Bello lovely, she'll never ever change. Keeps that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Take it, Marvin, come on. He plays a trombone. So lovely, she'll never ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause we love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look. More Vicky Bello and the family next week. Vicky, be Bello beautiful.